Good morning, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here, and this is just a spectacular spot. So thank you very much. How's that? That a little more clearer? We're very excited about the agenda over the next couple of days. The focus ultimately of this theme will be on building relationships between people who work in different affiliates, between people who work in different countries, between people who work in different organizations. And we're going to be focusing in on what we're learning about creating change in market systems. And we've plotted a journey over the next couple of days. The goal of today is to really do a little introduction around policy and strategy. And this is to give us all a common starting point. As all of you know, things have been changing pretty rapidly within Oxfam with the single management system, with the Grow campaign coming online, with increased opportunity and focus on enterprises. And we want to start by seeing what the context is that we're all doing market systems work in today. So we're going to start this morning with some introductions. After the break, what we'll do is have a panel who will share their experiences in thinking about market systems approaches, both from a campaigning advocacy perspective and also from a livelihoods perspective of working with companies, communities, enterprises. What are the linkages? How do they fit together? What are the different models of change? After lunch, we'll begin to get into some of the examples of country-level strategies. How are strategies shifting in the context of the campaign and other learnings about market systems? And then we'll have a chance to all bring in our own work of where we're engaged in market systems. What are the challenges we face? And towards the end of the day, we'll begin to focus in on some of the frameworks for working on enterprises that I think are a very common thread of our interests together. Tomorrow, we're going to delve into more detail, both about learnings about working in markets at different levels, export markets, formal, local, and regional markets, and local markets. We're going to hear from some partners from those sectors whom we work with. In the afternoon, we'll kind of come back to the Enterprise Development Program, which is really trying to work from the farmer enterprise group and help them create opportunities. What have we learned from the past couple years of investment at that level? What are the opportunities ahead? On Wednesday, we're all going to go out into the field together. There's going to be 5 different trips seeing different aspects and questions of the systems, and that's a great chance to take and test the kind of frameworks that we've been talking about. Thursday will be much more of a working day where we'll be breaking into specific sessions around different skills needed to work on enterprises, feasibility studies, business plan analysis and review, and also different topics that are of great importance when working with enterprises. How do we manage risk? Those kinds of topics. Thursday will end the formal session, and Friday will continue with a smaller Oxfam-only planning day. So that's the journey that we're on together. And I just want to suggest a few ground rules in how we work together. The real opportunity is to be here to learn from each other. And if you think of 3 different domains in which we can learn together, the first is around theory. So what are we learning about how to create effective change in market systems? So we can learn from sort of the latest evolution of theory, where we think there is leverage in the system. Then we're also going to be learning about strategy, which is, okay, well, in a specific context, in a specific country, in a specific crop, how might we try to put that into practice? And the last area is one we don't touch on very much, but I think is a real opportunity in this setting, which is what do we need for ourselves as practitioners to be able to effectively put that strategy into place? What are the skills that we need? What are the relationships we need? What are the assets we need in order to be able to do that work effectively? So I have kind of 3 requests here for you to try out to help us be good learners together. The first is to really listen. So we have a lot of opportunities to hear from people who are experienced in the field, to hear from our peers, from the questions and challenges they face. So what we want to ask is we do not use computers, we do not look at our email, we do not look at our BlackBerries during the sessions. We have breaks, we have lunch, and if you need to do anything urgently, there's a room just to the side up there where you can just excuse yourself and go look at your email over there. That's just to help us focus on being here and taking advantage of the resources and people in the room. The second request is to share. To some extent, you only get out of this what you put into this. So the more you're willing to share your experience, your questions, your doubts about what's happening, the more people can engage in the world that you're facing and share with you. And the last one is to ask questions. There's a good chance in this configuration of people, somebody will say something that you think is completely wrong, ridiculous, misleading, not grounded in understanding of poor people. And we would invite you to, rather than reacting by saying how wrong they are, ask a question or two. So what led them to think that? What makes you think that that's effective? Not a question such as, how could you be so stupid as to believe that? Rephrase it a little bit. But a question to really try to understand what's led them to that line of thinking. Just try it on, see if it draws out new insights. And this is all because everybody here is a potential resource to you as a source of experience and expertise, as a potential partner in work going forward, as a peer in another country that you can continue to share experiences with over time, many ways in which we're resources to each other.